Hi, this is Adrienne Igo, Capricorntigress with Astrology, a look inside. And I am coming to you with the Cancer reading, a general reading for the month of August. Happy Cancer, happy August Cancer. I just wanted to go over some quick things with you and let's see what we discover for your month of August. So in the month of August, the emphasis is going to be really in your second house, on your solar second house of money. And this is where the sign of Leo is hanging out and has been there since the 23rd of July. And in Leo, there is also Mercury and the North Node. And I love wherever the North Node is because it really tells us what we should be focusing on. Wherever the North Node is what we must focus on. And in your case, it's the second house of money. I hope that you have been, building up your personal wealth. And sometimes personal wealth means more than your actual financial, like money. Personal wealth is what you have to offer. Like, what are you building up? Like even your character, even. That's really second house as well. But yeah, your emphasis is there. Second house, and that is the natural house of Taurus. So it's a very earthy house, and so there's a lot of emphasis for that in your chart this month. The month starts out with Mercury retrograded, by the way, in Leo. But it will be coming out of Leo and going into, it goes direct on the 19th. And when it does, it's actually going to be going direct in Leo, and it will eventually enter Virgo on the 5th of September. And speaking of Virgo, August starts out with the month with Venus and Virgo in your third house of communications. So with Venus and Virgo in communications, you should really be able to close any kind of deals or negotiations that you have and be really pretty talkative and verbal right now. I could see Cancer is really doing some big things in the communications area this month, because that's a really nice little sextile to have to any Cancer, have Venus and Virgo. So it must have been nice over the last couple of weeks for you guys. Now Venus is going to enter into Libra though on the 6th of August. So get all of that negotiations and everything that you can. Well, I wouldn't even say that because there's so many planets that are retrograde. Almost everything that we're doing right now in the month of August, until these planets start going direct, a lot of things are going to have to be redone. So even if you establish the relationship or the partnership now, just be aware that you might have to go back over these contracts later and make sure that they're clean and clear and crisp and things like that. But you can get them now because Venus is in Virgo, and that's a very good place for it to be. Now, the third house with Venus there, it could really mean more pleasant things in the neighborhood too, like your local neighborhood, like maybe even like your brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff like that. It's a pleasant time for like your extended family, people reaching out to you, and people in your neighborhood. Local things, local travel, local things that you can do. That's very pleasant for you right now. Now, Scorpio has Jupiter in it, and Jupiter is actually in your 5th house. And you guys have probably been feeling this since November because Jupiter is a very positive planet. And wherever it goes, it bestows its light and glory upon that area. And in your case, it's in the 5th house. And I can see where it's been really positive for you, wherever you've taken a chance and you went out and struck on your own and did your own independent thing, like being an entrepreneur or running your own business, playing the lotto, even gambling. I hate to say that, but it happens. People during this time may have children or have gotten pregnant, or just have a deeper love for their children, because Jupiter in the 5th house rules children. It also rules things like romances and dating and being attractive almost to the opposite sex. This is all kind of indicated. And by the way, being attracted to the opposite sex is also indicated by the fact that you've got Mars in your solar 8th house in Aquarius right now. And Mars has been hanging out in Aquarius for a few weeks, but it's about to retrograde back into Capricorn in your 7th house. So this could be sexual attraction to your partner, coming back. I don't know if you haven't been sexually attracted to your partner, but you're gonna really feel it now. I mean, I don't know what's going on there, but it all looks juicy to me. Because you have Pluto in the 7th house of relationships anyway. Right now, your partnerships are important. And I can see if you're not married, hooked up, you will want to be married or hooked up, booed up. If you ain't booed up, I can see you getting booed up. And that's because Saturn's in Capricorn in the 7th house. You're taking relationships serious. Even though Jupiter's in the 5th house, you're not playing around. I mean, this ain't no games time. You ain't trying to play no games. So, if there's someone you're thinking about and you're dating him right now, and he might be the one, because this is that kind of vibe. Now, Neptune is in the 9th house, so that's the one area where you might be facing the most confusion. Wherever I see Neptune, I'm going to tell people that, I'm telling my secrets, but I felt this way. Wherever you see Neptune, that's it. I throw my hands up, state of confusion. Is not going to be right. I don't care what anyone says. Now, there's a lot of creativity and inspiration and all of that comes with Neptune, but wherever it is, there's the problem, or there's the confusion, or there's the argument, or whatever, or where people just can't figure you out and you can't figure it out. Now, in your case, that's in the solar 9th house, which means that's where, that's like religion, that's politics, that's legal things, judicial systems, that's education even. I'm not saying you're not educated. I'm just saying it's confusing. And it's more confusing now. It's like if someone said, oh, I'm a Cancer, should I go back to college? I'd be like, girl, really? I'm not telling no Cancer to go back to college. I'm serious. Y'all can yell at me all you want. I'm just saying. And I'm going to emphasize that again by saying this. Aries has Chiron in it. And guess where that is? In your 10th house. You've got some deep issues going on in that 10th house right now. You don't want to do anything with your career, your image, your reputation. You don't want to mess it up, because right now you're already dealing with issues that subconsciously, you've got issues there. That's where your issues are, the 10th house. And, Cancers, believe it or not, are great people in their careers, because Cancer rules publicity. A lot of people don't think that. They don't think the moon, is that publicity thing, but it is, because it touches people's emotions. And on the 1st of August, which is tomorrow as I record this, I hope I get it out to you in time, the moon is going to be conjunct Chiron. So like sometime tomorrow, sometime on the 1st of August, the moon is going to be conjunct Chiron in your 10th house, the highest thing in the sky, in your chart, going on. So I don't know what's going on in your career, I hope it's good and positive, because the moon is going to be conjunct Chiron. If you start feeling doubts about yourself and doubts about what you're doing, don't forget the emphasis is on your money. You go for what you want. Do not let your fears and doubts keep you from getting what you want. Now, let's see, yeah, you've got emphasis also in the 11th house with Taurus, and that's because Uranus is in Taurus. And it's just in the early degrees of Taurus. And guess what it's going to do? It starts out in Taurus in the beginning of the month, but then Uranus on the 7th retrogrades at 2.34 seconds of Taurus, and it's going back into Aries. So that emphasis is going to be right back on your 10th house again, on your career, on your reputation, on your recognition. You know, that is you. This is your time to really put emphasis there, and things could change there suddenly. Like, you could go from an unknown to a known overnight, or you could go from a known to an unknown overnight. So never take things for granted, and just realize that this Uranus is retrograding itself back into your 10th house to tell you a message that you might not have got over the last 7 years. Why you didn't get it, I don't know. But it wants to come back and remind you. And it's going to be there until fall, so it's an important message. Anyway, this is Adrian Igo. Da, da, da. I am an old school. When I tell you I'm old school, let me show you something. I don't know if y'all can see that. Mama is old school, okay? I've been at this since I was 16 years old. And we're going back into the 70s, and I'm not telling y'all how old Mama is. But Mama holding it down for her age, okay? My baby in her 30s, so Mama is not a young girl. And I just want y'all to know that you're all invited, all you Cancers are invited to come and join me at Astrology, A Look Inside. I hope you have a wonderful August. Much love and much light to all. Bye now.